Welcome to this instruction video on countable and uncountable nouns. In this video, we are going to revise what a noun is, and we are going to learn what countable and uncountable nouns are. Furthermore, we are going to learn when to use the words some, any, many, much, and a lot of. First things first, what's a noun again? You see three pictures. You see a picture of a person, a picture of an object, and a picture of an animal. A person, an object, and an animal. Now all of these things are what we call nouns. A noun in Dutch is een zelfstandig naamwoord. So people, objects, and animals, they are all nouns. You have two types of nouns. You have countable and uncountable nouns. Let's start with the first one. Countable means telbaar. So a countable noun is a noun that you can count. For example, one mouse or two mice. A countable noun has a singular and a plural form. Remember that singular means enkelvoud and plural means meervoud. One mouse, two mice. One balloon, three balloons. And one knife, one fork, and one spoon. Next to the countable nouns, you also have uncountable nouns. Uncountable means ontelbaar. That means that you cannot count the uncountable nouns. They also have no plural form. For example, water and love. For the next slide, you're going to need your workbook. So take your workbook now. And then we're going to skip to the next slide. We're going to do an exercise now. I want you to take your workbook on page 253. I'm first going to explain the exercise, and then you are going to pause the video and do the exercise. Do not click play until you've finished the exercise. But first, listen to my explanation. On page 253, at the bottom of the page, you see exercise 8. You see a lot of words, and these words are food items, and you are going to have to put them in the correct column. So, are the nouns countable or uncountable? Add the words from the list to the correct column. For example, if you think that milk is an uncountable noun, which it is, then you're going to add it to the column of uncountable nouns. Now pause the video and do the exercise. Alright, you've finished your exercise and you can correct it now. The uncountable nouns are milk, sugar, coffee, bacon, porridge, bread, butter, and yogurt. The countable nouns are apple, egg, peach, blueberry, orange, sandwich, and biscuit. What these words mean, you can find in the vocabulary list at the end of your unit. Let's do a quick revision. Countable nouns have a singular form and a plural form. Here are some examples. One fork, two forks. One mouse, two mice. One apple, two apples. And then uncountable nouns, they only have one form. And here are some examples. Water, orange juice, and help. Please study this carefully. Next up in this PowerPoint, talking about quantities or praten over hoeveelheden. If you are going to describe something, if you're going to describe a noun, you often need to tell someone how many there are of that kind. That's when we talk about a quantity. A quantity is een hoeveelheid. For example, you can look at someone and let's imagine you're standing next to an apple field and you can say, well, that's a lot of apples. Or you're at a concert and you think to yourself, wow, there are many people here. A quantity is een hoeveelheid. If we look at the picture, we could say, that's a lot of fish. But how do we talk about a quantity? Now there are 4 options. We can use much, many, a lot of, or lots of. I'm now going to explain via the green box when we use what. First things first. If we want to talk about a large quantity, een grote hoeveelheid, we can use either a lot of or lots of. For example, a lot of smoothies in a supermarket contain lots of sugar. And then second, with uncountable nouns, we use much. For example, they don't want to eat much fat. With countable nouns, we use many. For example, tourists buy many souvenirs in New York. And then last but not least, we also use much and many in combination with how, to, and so. Let's look at the examples. How much butter do you need? There are too many blueberries in this yogurt. There is so much sugar in my coffee. Here are some more examples. Many kittens. Why do we use many? Well, because kitten is a countable noun, so remember that we always use many with a countable noun. In the second picture, we see much fast food. Fast food is an uncountable noun, so we use much. And then, revision time. We use much for uncountable nouns, many for countable nouns, and a lot of when we talk about a large quantity. And remember that we can use a lot of with both countable and uncountable nouns. Please study this carefully. Last but not least, we have 2 things left to learn, and that is when to use some and any. Now have a look at this dialogue. First picture. Are there any tables available? Yes, there is a table available over there. Second picture. Are you ready to order? Yes, we'll have the pasta. Could we also have some bread, please? Third picture. What would you like to drink? I'd like a cappuccino and some cake, please. I'm sorry, we don't have any cake. Would you like some apple crumble instead? In these pictures, you see that the words some and any are written in bold. Here are the rules as to when we use what. Let's look at the example sentences. The first one is, yes, I'd like some cake, please. This is a positive statement of een mededelende zin. In a positive statement, we use some. The second example sentence, I'm sorry, we don't have any cake. This is a negative statement or een negatieve zin. In a negative statement, we use any. Third example sentence, would you like some apple crumble instead? We use some when we want to give or offer something to someone. Fourth example sentence. Could we have some bread, please? We use some when we ask for something, when we make a request. And fifth example sentence. Are there any tables available? We use any in all other cases. Alright, you've now reached the end of the video, finally maybe, and you are now ready for your exercises. I wish you the best of luck, I hope you're doing well, and should you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them on Smart School via the forum. Bye!